Whoa. How you doing, Jim?
I've been doing good. Been doing good.
Good.
Yep. Hi, Lori.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I do get my calendar. All right. Time. Well, it's 1:30. The suspense of all is us waiting till the clock clicks on. If we're sitting in a meeting room, we'd have a conversation going on. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jim McLean, and perhaps Melissa, let's say it's November the 8th at 1:30 for the meeting to start. And Melissa will be recording that. Melissa, you perhaps could call or have a roll call for introductions, please.
Sure thing. All right, so hey everybody, I am Melissa Shepard with JMT, one of the FDOT safety consultants. And I'll just go down the list here. We've got George Edmiston.
Good afternoon, George Edmiston. I'm with Finish, District 7 Safety Consultant.
Thank you. Ernie Lane.
Ernie Lane, Hernando County Engineering.
Thank you. Eric Henry.
Hey, Eric Henry with District 7 FDOT, CTST Program Manager.
All right. Jim, I feel like you introduced yourself, but if you want to introduce yourself again.
And Jim McLean, citizen, Citrus County,
And our vice chair.
and the vice chair.
All right, Julie Bond.
Hello, Julie Bond with Cutter.
Thank you. Lieutenant Bergen.
Lieutenant Bergen, Citrus County Sheriff's Office, Traffic Unit.
Thank you. Michael Attard.
Yes, yeah, just a Hernando County resident. Just had some public comment later on during the meeting. So thank you for allowing me to join.
Thank you. Nicholas Ennis.
Hi, good afternoon. Nick Ennis, Element Engineering Group, FDOT
Thank-
Safety Consultant.
Thank you. Lori.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lori Palaio with JMT.
Thank you. Robert Esposito.
Hi, Bob Esposito, Hernando Citrus MPO.
Thank you. Sergeant Andrews.
Hello, Jeff Andrews, Traffic Unit Sergeant for Hernando County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. Laura Anstead.
Hello, Laura Anstead, Sergeant for the Traffic Unit for Citrus County.
Thank you. Sherry Cook.
Hello, Sherry Cook, Analyst, Citrus County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. And then we have a couple, we have Allison. You popped in.
Allison Cornelius, Intelligence Analyst with the Citrus County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. And I do have a couple numbers on the line. So if I did not call your name, please feel free to introduce yourself to the group.
This is Jim Reiser, former Tampa Police. I'm with Gresham Smith Engineering, focusing on motorcycle safety. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, Jim. All right. Anyone else? Okay. All right. I think that's good. Like Jim mentioned, the meeting is being recorded. If you are not speaking, please mute your mics.
Good, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for all attending today. It's great. Have a nice meeting. And we all have review and approval of the October 2023 minutes. We hear a motion and an approval.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
It's Ernie
Who was
seconded.
that? Who was those two people? Melissa, did you catch them name?
Yes, just to make sure that was Sergeant Andrews and Ernie Lane, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Good, thank you. All right, very good. And we have a motion and approval of the minutes. We need a vote. I guess we don't need a vote, do we? All stand in favor, aye, okay. Next, move on to the old business problem location sheets. We can move on to those, the old business. And that's the first one is the corridor wide Good Neighbor Trail issues that we have down there. And at the last meeting, we're trying to find out if there was who was responsible for removing the stop signs and if they were available to be removed. In August 22nd, August 2022 meeting, we talked about that, and Ernie had received approval from the engineer on record that the stop signs can be relocated. However, Ernie is going to get with the FWC to determine if this county is a county area or a FWC area. And Ernie was told it was both county and FWC, and some discussion followed. Ernie, have you got any update on that or any progression to remove or switch those stop signs around?
This is Ernie. No, I don't have it. I haven't been able to work this. I've been in and out of the hospital for the last month. I'm hoping to get this narrowed down, hopefully by the end of next week. So have someone for next month's meeting and hopefully close it out.
Okay. And what else would we need to do down there? I know we talked about some of the other repairs with posts and mats and so forth.
Yeah, some ADA mats. A lot of ADA mats are sun baked now, and we're looking at replacing all of them for now, and then put them in the capital improvement project later on to have all those ripped up and concrete was put down.
Concrete stamping. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Are there any other comments about that? I know we've had some issues with that, and it's been on our plate for a long time. We thought we could get rid of it and get her fixed up.
Yeah, everybody's pointing the fingers at somebody else.
Yeah. We need a volunteer crew down there. Yeah. Get with the program. All right. Very good, Ernie. Thank you for that update. Appreciate that very much. And we'll see what we can get done down there. I guess maybe by next up-to-date meeting, we'll have a better term on it, better discussion or progress on it.
I hope so.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Item number 2. Is there any other discussion on the Good Neighbor Trail portion, by the way, by anybody else? Okay, hearing none, let's move to number 2. Mariner Boulevard and North Cliff Boulevard.
This one was still on hold for the POs to be cut.
Okay. So that still needs to be done. And all right, here, no other comments about that one? From anybody? All right, let's move to number 3 then. Skip lines at 41 and 486. I haven't had any update on that one either. That situation. So apparently I see Eric was going to contact Vicki Hines and see what's going on.
I did reach out to Vicki. I haven't heard back from her, so I need to follow up with her another time, see if she can give us an update.
All right. Very good. Thank you. Does anybody else have any information about that or concerns? Hearing none, let's move to item number 4, which is State Road 50 and US 301 by the dollar store. George and Mike, George went out there. Well, Mike and George went out there and reviewed it. And
Yeah, I believe that is actually taken care of. I'll have to go back through my photos and records. To be honest with you, it's been about 2 months. Yeah, I believe that was taken care of. It's just contrasting, correct?
Yes. I think so.
Yeah,
You
that
had
was
made
part
some
of that construction, there was there's two contractors tied into two different jobs, and that 301 job ends before the one in Sumter County, which goes from 50 into Sumter. So yeah, I believe that was taken care of. I'll have to double check through the records and photos because we did a review of it recently. Mike and I.
Okay. And perhaps on next meeting, we can take that one off the list.
Yeah, I'll look through the photos now while we're talking, see if I can't find those.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next one would be Main Street and Highland Boulevard. I think that was a signalization situation down there. I think Laura had brought that issue up.
Yeah,
Has any
so
changes been made?
I did reach out to our traffic ops group about this one. I put it on their radar. They said they would take a look at it. They did ask if we could clarify at all if it was any particular hours of the day that this was happening, that lane is backing up. I told them it was probably just peak hours, but if there's anything more specific, I think that'd help them look into it a little quicker, if anything.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, Sergeant Anstead, if there's any particular time of day that's going on.
So from the complaints I received, it's primarily during that morning work rush where you're also dealing with the people taking their kids to school. So probably early morning, 7 to, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
All right. Yeah, that's about what I figured, but I mean, I'll let them know anyways. And they said they'd be looking into it. So hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have a more concrete update.
Good. I know it sure gets backed up going left to go out 44. Most any time of day, traffic down there does. All right, well, very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Are any other comments about any of the traffic problems that we have on our sheet? Hearing none. We'll move down to the calendar updates and activity reports. Bob, have you got anything to relay about some activities or something going on with the MPO?
Yeah, this is Bob Esposito. Just, I think I may have mentioned it last time. Most of y'all are aware that US 41 in Citrus County, that work from 44 heading north kicked off on October 3rd. And it's anticipated to last 2 years. There will be a groundbreaking ceremony on November 30th at 10:30 a.m. I just don't have a location yet. That's a big project for everybody. I actually had a phone call with one of the commissioners yesterday, Commissioner Bays, who, says, Bob, this has been on our plan since she was first time in the commission. I said, Commissioner, it's a huge project for our little MPO. The total cost of that project right now stands at about $237 million from 44 up to 200. And we only have about 125 million of it programmed. So, it's going to keep plugging along, but at this rate, it's going to probably take minimum 10 years, probably closer to 12, 13 years to complete, unless we can find some money. But that's just the reality of it. We should have our new general planning consultants on board at our next December 7th board meeting, so we can kick off scopes C and D of the 2050 long range transportation plan. And when we get those general planning consultants on board, I'm also going to ask the board for the follow-up of doing some additional studies on Citrus County and US 41 and State Road 200, along with US 41 down in Hernando County, portions of US 41 and County Line Road, just in hopes if we can prove that these areas are failing, and if the DOT comes into more money, maybe we can beg them for more money. I just know right now, and Eric Henry probably can confirm, but with the escalating costs of materials and labor, DOT is kind of in a tough situation. They're pretty much tapped out already, from my understanding, for the fiscal year, which started July 1st. So hopefully we find more money or costs go down, one or two or both. That's about it from me.
All right, good, thank you. Are there any other calendar updates? from anybody that we have in our meeting? No activities, any activity reports, things we've got going on? Hearing none. Let's go into the fatal crash map. Lori, would you please provide information on those?
Yes. Okay. For Citrus County, from January 1st to August 22nd, there have been 17 fatal crashes. From January 1st to July 26th, at the last CTST meeting, there were 15 fatal crashes. So there's been 2 new fatal crashes in Citrus. Those include a run off the road and a pedestrian. The run off the road fatal crash was on County Road 486 and North Skeeter Terrace, not at the intersection in dark, not lighted conditions. This actually involved a motorized bicycle. The pedicyclist was riding his motorized bike westbound on a bike path that ran parallel to East Norvell Bryan Highway west of North Skeeter Terrace. And for unknown reasons, the pedicyclist left the bike path in the northwest direction and collided with a street sign. This actually occurred on February 4th of 2023, but it was added to Signal 4 on October 30th. The pedestrian fatal crash was on North LeCanto Highway and Roosevelt Boulevard at a 4-way intersection in dark lighted conditions on August 22nd. A vehicle was traveling south on North LeCanto Highway in the middle lane approaching Roosevelt Boulevard, and the pedestrian was operating a motorized wheelchair on the southbound sidewalk on North LeCanto Highway, approaching the crosswalk. There are currently 17 fatal crashes, and last year there were 19, so we were down by 2 for Citrus County. In Hernando County, from January 1st to August 22nd, there were 23 fatal crashes, and the last CTST meeting there was 19. So there's been 4 new additions to the fatal crash map. Those include a bicycle, a head-on, an other, and a pedestrian. The bicycle fatal crash was on County Line Road and Oak Lane Drive, not at the intersection, in dark lighted and wet conditions. The surface of the road was wet. The vehicle was traveling east on County Line Road, just west of Oak Lake Drive, and the bicyclist was traveling west on County Line Road at Oak Lake Drive in the eastbound lane of travel. The vehicle and the bicycle came into contact head-on. Then there was a head-on fatal crash at US 301 and Belt Drive, not at the intersection in the day. And there was an other fatal crash that involved a motorcycle. It was a single vehicle fatal crash, which was on Lake Lindsay Road and Lynn Acres Lane, not at the intersection in dark, not lighted conditions. The vehicle was traveling eastbound on Lake Lindsay Road and failed to negotiate a curve. The pedestrian fatal crash was on Cortez Boulevard and Medical Center Drive, not at the intersection in day cloudy conditions. The vehicle was traveling east on Cortez in the center lane. 2 pedestrians were walking on the south side by the side across Cortez Boulevard mid-block, not within the crosswalk, and resulted in 1 fatal crash. And lastly, there are currently 23 fatal crashes, and the same time last year there were 28. So we were down by 5 since last year. And that's what I got.
All right, thank you very much. Any information from any officers regarding those crashes?
Lori, I don't know if you got my email before. I know one was double counted last month.
Yeah, I responded. To that one, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure our numbers were right. And I think the one on County Line Road is actually Pasco County.
Okay.
If the car was eastbound, normally anything on that south side would be Pasco County. That's normally how we handle the crashes. Sometimes it gets a little confusing with FHP handling those because it's a mess between the counties. But I didn't know about that one, so I'm pretty sure that was on our end designated as a Pasco crash.
Okay.
Let me know if that is supposed to be on ours or what.
Okay. I'll check that out. In terms of the double one that we miscoded before, that one was fixed within the number, so the number should be accurate.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Any other information regarding those from Citrus County Sheriff's Department?
No, sir, we're good. All of it seems pretty accurate.
All right, good. Thank you very much. All right. Lori, thank you. Thank you for that report. Very good. Let's move on to the SRTS, the Safe Routes to School program. Is there any update on that? Anybody? I haven't heard anything myself. Anyone else have any information regarding that? Hearing none, we'll move on to the next item with the HSIP update. Melissa, I think you may have given some information last month. Is there anything else going on with that?
Not at the moment, but if anyone has any items that they want to apply for, please let us know. We can walk you through the application process. It's quite user-friendly, and there's some helpful resources out on our CTST website. There is a PSA that walks you through how to do the actual application, and then a nice little 2-page PDF guide. So there's a lot of resources out there besides myself and Lori that can help you with that. So if you have anything, any like low cost countermeasures that you would like to apply for, just let us know. And if need be, we can come and chat with you about it, set up a meeting, go over anything just to help you through the process. Anything I left out, Eric? Does that sound good?
Nope, I think you got it.
What kind of little projects would those grants be for? Could you give us an idea about them?
Yep, so it could be for, so the low cost safety countermeasures would be like delineators. It could be signage on the roadways. It could be RRFBs. It could be, if you wanted, like Hernando County actually received the Safety Edge equipment that they could put on the construction equipment when they are resurfacing the roads. So that was used for them, and we're awaiting a project where we can actually get to see that piece of equipment in use and the after project, after effects of it all. So,
Right.
Lori,
good. Thank you.
Eric, did I miss any?
You could also do, I don't know if you mentioned this, pavement markings like curve ahead and any curve signage, and I believe those qualify as well.
Yeah, it's pretty open, pretty flexible, just low cost countermeasures. There's some wiggle room available to do like small scale projects and things like that. So if you have any idea that you think maybe might even fit the bill, you can shoot us an email and we can talk it out internally and let you know if it will apply or not.
Okay. Good. Thank you. I guess some of the things Ernie might consider some of those things to get the stop signs moved and the linear posts and the mats changed out and that sort of thing. So that would be a good project, apparently.
I was gonna say, I got a whole bunch of stuff I gotta get installed first.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, thank you so much. Any other comments from anybody on those items? Not,
Hey, Jim,
nope.
I just wanted to
Yes.
go back to my item at 50 and 301. I just went through the video and all that concrete intersection was contrasted, including the turn arrows. They're black boxed with the white turn arrows in them. So it was taken care of.
All right. Should we remove that from our schedule for next month then?
Yeah, that was dated on 9/26. So it was taken care of. So, yep.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, George, for the update.
Yep.
All right. We got some new business. Submittal of request to review new problem areas. Does anyone online have any new problem areas they would like to have discussed and reviewed?
Hi, Jim. My name is Michael. I was wondering if I could. Oops, go ahead.
Yes. Who is this, please?
My name is Michael Attard. I'm a Hernando County resident. Just wanted to
Yes.
comment on a few problem areas. So I've lived in Henry County for since 1993, and I've seen a lot of changes in Henry County. And I bike to work on the Suncoast Trail about 3 times a week, and there's a couple areas along that trail that I wanted to just bring out and kind of show you guys. If I could I share my screen and kind of show you a visual?
I think so.
Okay.
Michael, you should
Awesome.
have sharing capabilities. Yep, there you
Okay.
go.
All right. You guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the Suncoast Parkway, and this is Powell Road, and this is where Powell Middle School is. So this area here, of all the trail crosses along the Suncoast Trail, this is probably the most sketchiest one that I've encountered. Let me give you a street view of this area. So this crossing here is extremely busy in the morning and afternoons and evenings. Just, I think because of course school, especially in the mornings, is really bad. Traffic through here is like almost a solid line of cars going through here, and a lot of them are speeding. I've noticed. I'm just kind of hoping. I've talked to Todd Crosby about this. He said he was going to try to do something about it, but nothing's happened in the last 6 months since I last spoke with him. But if there could be some type of better signage along here, I know that on coming up on this trail crossing, there are some bike signage here, and there's one here back 500 feet. There's another one back here, but there is like no flashing lights, or there's no like little rumble strips to alert people that they're coming up on the trail and to slow down. There is a lot of pedestrian traffic and bicycle traffic through here because you got Silverthorne, and you got some, of course, the school, and there's some houses back here in another neighborhood. But I just wanted to put this on the request of problem areas to get a closer look. But does anyone have any questions about this? But just want to bring this to you guys' attention.
This is Ernie. I was out there, I want to say about 6 weeks ago, putting down a couple of counters, both on the north side and south side of the trail.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the data came back, so it is a well-used area. I know we're looking at to see what type of signalization that we can put out there. We can't put the rapid flashing beacons out there because it's speed limit of the roadway. And I don't know if FDOT's approved the other type of signal system yet.
Yeah. Just something to let, I was thinking maybe like, those very shallow rumble strips could be put through here, just to allow people to slow down, because I think it's 45 miles an hour through here, but there's many
Right.
cars are going like at least 55, some of them going through here or more. Because they come up a lot of times. I notice people have to stop here in the middle and wait for an opening on the other side, and that's not safe at all, because a car can go over this curve very easily and hit them. I've had to do that a few times, just to kind of stop in the middle to wait for another opening to come through here. And I hate doing that because it's not safe to do that. But it's almost more dangerous for me to try to cross my bicycle to get across here. So yeah, it's really kind of a sketchy area here.
Okay. I know the RFBs can't be used on any road with speed limit above 35 miles per hour.
Okay.
But there is a flashing up on I'm with the Withlacoochee State Trail also. We have a crossing
Yeah.
at 486 that has a set of lights up there that are automatic, but they're flashing. I can't recall the term for those, but they're flashing beacons, LEDs around the sign itself. And that's a 4-lane road, and it's a somewhat treacherous crossing as well as that is, with people not wanting to stop. And then you have some possibility of screening crashes where the guy on the center inside lane will stop and the guy on the outside lane won't.
Right.
So you have those issues going on. So that needs to be looked at, Ernie. I think, we check that out in engineering, and looks like the crossing could use some updating too, as far as the pavement markings go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of worn out. Yeah. And also too, just to note, there was these like emergency markers, like if you crash your bike and you need to call 911, all these markers along the Suncoast Trail are all worn out. They're all faded and fallen off, a lot of them. So I don't know if that's another thing you guys could add to the request. along the Suncoast Trail, but that's another thing I wanted to point out too. So there's one more problem area that I wanted to bring up.
Hey, Michael,
So-
before you get off of that, wait,
Yeah.
can you go back? So can you give me the specifics on that exact location so I can put it in the?
Yeah,
sheet?
so this is at Powell Road, and it's right by Silverthorne and Powell Middle School.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Powell
Powell
Road,
Road at the Suncoast Trail.
yeah, Suncoast Trail crossing.
Okay.
Jim, when you mentioned the flashing beacon at 486, you're talking about the one right there close to 41 North, right where the trail crossing is, where I saw you that day, right?
Yes, that's the area. We have these signs up there. I don't recall what they are. So many different ones, but they have the
Right.
the,
So
LEDs flash around the outside edges.
from the experience side, and Jim, I think you'll agree, if you guys have the opportunity or the option to utilize that same style, it made a world of difference in Citrus County right there, where that bike path crosses 486 for us. So it looks like from his pictures that would be a really good idea right there for that location. It would work really well.
I believe you're right, Laura. That's why I suggested possibly something like that in that area. They do have an issue going on with the trail paralleling Powell Road, and then making that left turn onto the highway right at the right turn intersection. It's quite a complex little area right there. But I think the flashing beacons, then we do have one that flashes down there solid all the time. It's always flashing a light. But then when the bicyclists or trail users cross that intersection, it has a beam that breaks and turns on the LED lights for additional warning system. And that's a good place possibly to put something like that.
All right, we'll look into it.
All right.
Hey, while we're on the subject, I'm sorry, this is Sherry Cook. While we're on the subject of that 486 light, do we have an estimate when that part's going to come in to fix that?
I'm sorry, Sherry, I didn't understand all your question there.
The flashing light at 486, it's been broken since just before the hurricane. And I was told, I called it in and I was told that they're waiting for a part. Do we have any idea how long
Oh,
that's
the
going
one
to
that
take?
keeps blinking on a regular basis?
Yes.
No, I didn't know that. I thought maybe someone had fixed it that way, so it blinks on a regular basis to keep, to inform motorists that there is a crossing there.
Yeah, they kept it on rather than leaving it permanently off because it wasn't sensing anymore.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't heard anything about that. I
Okay.
could probably call Jim out there and find out.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, so I was going to show you the other problem area that I had some concerns about. This is over at the Suncoast Trail and County Line Road. There's a new Ayers Road extension through here. It goes up to US 41. But at these crossings here at Trillium Boulevard and County Line Road, I've noticed that when I activate that crossing signal, even though it says it's okay to cross, or after I think about 5 seconds or so, this left turn lane has a flashing yellow light, allowing people to turn if it's safe to do so. And I've noticed coming across here a few times, cars have started making the left turn as I'm in the middle of this crosswalk on my bicycle, and I have to like stop and let them go by. I've had some close calls here. I've noticed the same thing for both of the Trillium crossings. There's two crossings here along County Line Road here, and then further up at this intersection here as well. So is that common protocol to have a flashing yellow left turn, even though the crosswalk is okay to go across? Is that standard protocol?
It is for Hernando County.
Really? Okay.
We've got that in quite a few signals in the county. There's one or two signals, I think, Springstead and Landover, or Spring Hill and Landover. I think that stops all four lanes of traffic. But that's only one that I know of that does that. All the other ones are programmed like you just said.
Yeah, I mean, really, I personally don't think it's safe to have people turning left here as people are trying to cross here through the crosswalk. And now, of course, I'm looking on, and my head is on a swivel going back and forth as I'm making these crossings. But if you can have that a solid red through the entire time, that person is okay to go across. That would be much, much safer, I think.
Well, that's why we did the LPIs back a few months ago, to get the pedestrians start walking out in the crosswalks, to get them on before the left turn movement can go.
So yeah, that's something that could be done. Would be great to keep that red on the left when there's someone crossing.
Yeah, we had a similar situation at Independence and our Withlacoochee State Trail, and took several years to get a crossing. We had a crossing there that stopped right turn, southbound right turn traffic for 8 seconds, and then it gave you an 18-second to finish your crossing there, which worked good. And they did the same thing with a yellow blinking light for the left turn northbounders. But now it's been adjusted. There's been a controller apparently put in the box that controls that. There is no left turns permitted during the countdown for the Withlacoochee State Trail.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
And I
that's
agree. It's very dangerous that with letting people hook the left turns there. It took quite a while to get that straightened out, but it's straightened out up here now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially if there's this bike pedestrian trail going through here. Plus, you got a lot of people living here. There's a lot of homes here. There's a lot of people using the trail now, and I just think that's an accident waiting to happen if it stays that way.
Is that the Suncoast Parkway Trail going through there?
This is the Suncoast over here. So it dead ends. Well, not dead ends, but there's you can get off and get onto this new trail section that's been built along here, along County Line Road, and then turns into Ayers Road.
Yeah, it's a multi-path trail.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's something. That's another path going out through there. Okay.
Yeah.
Haven't been out there yet.
So, but yeah, that's all I had. Thank you guys for your time. Really appreciate it.
All right, Michael, we certainly appreciate your input. Thank you. We'll have our people look into it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Is there anybody else online that would like to address problem issues or concerns of theirs? Any new business?
Yeah, so I received 2 notifications, and it's due to signaling issues. The first one is going to be southbound on 480, or excuse me, on 41 at the intersection of 486. Apparently that traffic light is backing up first thing in the morning, so I'm guessing between like 6 and 8. And it's backing up to where 200 comes in, because you have what we call the apex right there where 41 and 200 meet, which is very close to the 41 and 486 intersection. So if that light is running slow, then traffic is going to back all the way up 41, and then the traffic that's coming off of 200 can't move, and then you got 2 major roadways, both 41 and 200 backed up. Does that make sense?
Yes, both are backed up, right?
Yeah. So I got notification on that one, and that again is the southbound lane on 41 at the 486 intersection. The other one is going to be in Beverly Hills on 491. I have heard of this in the past. So the light on Roosevelt will change green for no reason, and it'll stay green for a while, and it'll back traffic up on 491 when there's actually nobody turning off of the road. I got a complaint about this about 6 or so months ago, and went out and checked it out, and they came out and adjusted the timing on it. I don't know if it's gotten quirky and gotten off count again or what's going on with it, but it's not cycling properly at 491 and Roosevelt, and it's back in 491 up again. So if we could have that checked out, that would be great.
Okay.
And other than that, I do not know of any other citrus related complaints, unless they just weren't given to me. So.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Sergeant Laura.
Hey. Hey, Jim,
Yes, ma'am.
I got a quick question. So with the new ones that we have spoken about today, do any of them need to go on the problem list? Like, does the one at Powell need to go on the list? The Suncoast Trail, the two that Laura just mentioned, or are these just items that we're gonna like to look into and maybe just report back next time?
Probably that Powell Road should be on that list. Ernie could speak to that a little more. About the other one, I'm not sure about, because it's not really is that a DOT project? That particular trail out that way? The gentleman was talking about, Michael was talking about.
You come out there by Trillium?
Yes, out by Trillium.
Yeah, that was a DOT project, Ayers Road realignment was that
There's a
project.
realignment, so,
That's
okay.
completed now.
Okay. So maybe both of those should be on there just to have a look at and see if we can make any adjustments or figure it out how to work on those things. Who would be
Well, if
responsible
DOT
for
wants to
that?
Send me the overhead beacons for it, we can put them up, I'm sure.
Say that one more time, Ernie.
I said, if the FDOT wants to send me the overhead beacons, I could probably get them put up.
Okay.
I don't know if it's in their purview though.
Yeah, I'd have to ask. I can check with traffic ops.
Okay.
Would that be a good project for the HSIP funding?
We can look into that. I'll get with Eric. We'll look at that.
Yeah,
Good.
well, I mean, I think we could put them on there for now, and then, if we come back next month and it turns out there's no serious progress we can make in the next several meetings, maybe we can keep them as a footnote or revisit, but especially the one on Powell, I think should be on there, because that seems like we should be able to do something there, I think.
Yeah, I think that one would go really well and should be quickly and get those lights up. As far as the emergency 9/11 markers, I'm not sure about those. I can't remember who put those down. If the county put those down, it seems like that was done probably back in when Steve Diaz was in charge of MPO back years ago, when that was put down. I don't know how this can be re-established.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what about the two for that Laura mentioned?
I was just going to bring those up, Melissa. Thank you. I can probably get with Mr. Sterling here on the traffic or road operations people and talk to him. I don't know if he's the guy responsible for traffic lights or not, but he's one I usually talk to, and I can advise him of these two locations, and he can put me on the right path to get them straightened out if possible.
Okay. Should I add them to the list or just like make a note and maybe just
make a
circle
note.
back?
Make a note. I'll have information either give to you or at the next meeting.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get them straightened out before the next meeting.
Okay, so the only two we're adding are the ones that Michael mentioned, the Powell Road crossing and Suncoast Trail at Canelan Road.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for bringing those issues up. And thank you, Ernie, for checking into those. And Laura, same with here. Thank you for bringing up those lights. We'll see what we can't get done. Maybe we can get it done. Yeah, be able to positive report next meeting. And is there any other new business that we have from anyone on the board, on the panel? Hearing none. Well, I had some stuff, but I'm gonna bring it up open forum. Open forum is next. If we have anybody, George or anybody on the board meeting, have anything for the open forum or any announcements coming up? Golly, y'all are silent today.
Nothing for Fernando Citrus, no.
Do what, George?
I said, I don't have anything for Hernando Citrus. We stayed busy down here in Pinellas and Hillsborough last week, so.
All right, thank you, George. Nothing else? Julie, do you have anything from Cutter?
No, we're just continuing with education and outreach, and George and I and Mike and Eric are planning the ELEE Awards Luncheon for next March. So we'll be announcing that location and date probably by next meeting. So we're looking forward to that. Everyone's doing a great job with that, right, George? So that's going very well.
Yes, it is.
And I think that's really it.
All right, very good. Thank you. Thank you for that update. One of the things I had on open forum, and Laura and I have discussed this in the past, was I was just thinking about where the Deputy Lahara was struck out there on 491 by the high school when he was directing traffic. I know, and we talked about that at one of our meetings with it being inadequate street lighting available out there. Is there a possibility that the sheriff's department could get a portable light system to set up at those types of intersections when you have that kind of traffic coming out of schools or any event that doesn't have adequate street lighting available?
So, I mean, that might be something if we end up working an event out in that area. The bigger issue is just the consecutive lack of lighting on 491 as well as 19. There are large portions of those major roadways that are not lit at all. And it creates issues, especially up on 19 North. If you drive 19 North, there's hardly any lights along the roadways. You have a lot of pedestrian traffic, especially when you start getting up by the hospital in that area. You get down in the city on 19, you've got a lot of pedestrians that are out. You've got bicyclists that are out in the evenings, late at night. And it's always been very dark. We've actually had a couple of fatals up there at night. And it is just something that we need to start looking at. You got major roadways where speeds are 45, 55, 65 miles an hour and you have no lighting. It's just going to lead to bad things.
Right. That's true. But we have a heck of a lighting over whatever I can't remember what you'd call it, but a lot of lights on if we had that type of thing. I was reading some information in some other areas last month, and I saw that and I said, why don't we use portable lightings at an intersection like that when we have it? I know the officers out there with his rotating lights on and that sort of thing, but if we had portable lighting out there too, it would light up the intersection much better. Just an idea that I thought I would bring up at the meeting, especially in those areas like that where you've got a lot of events letting out and then not having adequate lighting at those intersections or driveways. So just an idea I thought I would throw out. It's open forum. And that could be the same thing for down in Hernando County as well. Sergeant Andrews, you might want to consider that as well. And that's all that I had. Is there anybody else that have anything for open forums or announcements? Hearing none, let's we'll
I have a quick
Yes.
question for Sergeant Andrews. I was wondering if you got my first email, because I got like some weird notification link after I sent the previous email. And I wanted to make sure you received my first email so I could send you that follow-up on that crash.
No, I didn't. So our email system has this really crazy spam filter thing.
Yeah.
If you've never sent me an email, it'll send you that back, and then you just send another email that's blank. You can just hit reply, and then it accepts you as like an accepted user, sender, or whatever you want to call it, and then we can talk. But yeah, it's really hard to go back and forth at first for some reason, but I guess that's just the way it is.
Okay, so
But
once
I
I
have
do
not-
that, you'll get my previous email, right? Like, will it send after that, or is it too late now?
It should, because I haven't seen anything from you.
Okay.
So it's somewhere in the World Wide Web of whatever.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Lori, it's George. If you want to just send it to me, I'll send it to him and I'll just attach it and forward it. And that's a good way we can get past it. Because I'm
Okay.
already set up on the system. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Just make sure you open it, Andrews, when you see my email.
All right.
So that's George again. All right, well, good. I'm glad you get that straightened out, George, or Lori. All right, next meeting we're gonna have will be in person, December the 13th at 1:30. And that's gonna be at the EOC on 3549 Saunders Way in Macanto, the Citrus County Sheriff's Office Emergency Operations Center. And I hope to see everybody there. We had a great meeting today. A lot of input, a lot of people attending, and certainly great. Anybody else have any announcements or anything? If not, we shall adjourn our meeting at 2:19 p.m. Melissa, thank you so much. Lori, thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
See y'all next month.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye now.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy